thank you very much for joining me again here at Rimworld. I don't know if I'm going to put out the last video because it was just a half hour of going through the menus. And that's like a solid 1% of Rimworld, if like at all. And like the other 99.999 is looking at the ant farm and telling those little pawns what to do. So that's what we're going to get into today. If my computer will load it in time. Ah, yes, our proudly named save file of, I don't know, some bullshit. As you can tell, we're playing with the core expansion, with just the core game, not the DLC, and no mods. That's because I'm poor. I don't wanna. And I kind of want to go over the sort of vanilla experience with people before we expand into more things. So we've started in a classic Crashland scenario. We haven't really started very much at all. We've gotten 3 people down. They've just barely gotten out of their pods, and I've told them to bring everything into this little area here just so that it doesn't get rained on. And I've also told them to start sowing plants. We're very much going to have to go over, we're going to have to make more plants as we expand, but hopefully this will be actually overkill for our colonists here, because it's much easier to have food that you don't need than it is to not have food that you do need. So overproduction on food, generally a good idea. We are trapped in this little canyon area, which I think will be fantastic because it will be nice and defensible. Like, people could come in from here, and that's that's a whole area of the map. This can be blocked off relatively easily. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm probably not going to do it until someone exploits that weakness in my defense, but hopefully not. We've got another area people can come in here, but overall it's a lovely little like tucked away area, lots of grass to grow in. If I remember, there is an active threat on this map right now, and that is these 3 to 4, if you count the little guys, insectoids, these mega spiders. They will kill any one of my colonists dead. I don't think the 3 of them can take the 4 of those insects right now. So I'm just gonna hope really hard that they just don't notice me, because that's about all I got. So let's see, what else have I done? Oh, I've issued orders to cut down various trees because we're gonna have to build a house. Because it's a very classic, you land somewhere, you probably need food and shelter. Pretty basic steps on the old Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So we're going to have them start on that. I just sort of wanted to give an overview of what's going on in the colony before we go into it. I'm going to explain a lot more as we go through. Because Rimworld is a very deep game, and there's always some detail that can be fiddled with. There's always some little thing that can be optimized and maximized. But for now, we have them sleeping in just a cave hallway. This looks like something, but it's just like a designated area. They're just sitting on the ground for now. So let's start on speed 2. Watch them putter about doing the things that we need them to do to survive. And hopefully we'll end up with enough of our resources over here that's tracked to start thinking about making some shelter. We've got 300 pieces of wood so far. It's excellent. You'll love to see it. I'm actually going to take this little stockpile zone and I'm going to expand it out a little bit. No, hold on. Hold on. Let me, click the right combination of buttons to do that. And it's going to be a lot easier. Just because it's filling up, so I figure I could use a little bit more space. Let's see who we got. That's right, we have to name our first colonist because we have a single subscriber. Thank you very much. I have no idea how you came across our channel, but it looks like you're a pretty good VTuber yourself. Not that I'm a VTuber, but I'm going to name one of my beautiful colonists after you. We have... Oh, good. Oh, good. You're really easy. You're a quick sleeper, fall asleep like that, and you're a misandrist. You hate men. So, that's great. You're gonna pick fights with them for absolutely no reason. Which, I don't know why. I just feel like you're okay with that. How do I... There we go. That's how I name people after stuff. Pix Z. Excellent. Thank you very much for the follow. You're an Herbworld entrepreneur. Herbworld entrepreneur. Oh, that's right. You're really good at social. Ooh, yeah, this turned out to be quite appropriate. You're really good at talking to people. So you're going to be the one that we want talking to the traders. You're going to be the one convincing prisoners to join our squad. That'll be excellent. Looks like you're good with animals as well. And, oh, you love mining. You love just hitting rocks with other rocks. Well, I got great news for you. We got a lot of mountains around us, and that's where you're going to be doing a lot of mining. So I'm thinking we have a decent amount of wood here. It's time, I think, to start considering where we're going to put our first building. There's a lot of thinking that needs to go into that, because eventually, like, just this whole area will be filled with buildings that have various purposes. This is gonna be pretty much just a storehouse at first. We don't really care about the trees that exist there. We don't really care about these rocks. We can think a lot about, like, oh, we're gonna use the optimal, we don't want to build on arable soil because we couldn't grow crops in there. I mean, we could, but, like, there's a lot of, like, good soil. And we've actually, this game always has a lot of different depths. If you look in the bottom left corner, you can see that our soil here has a fertility of 100%. Over here, it's rough sandstone, which doesn't have any fertility at all. And then over here, we've got rich soil that's fertile 140%. So obviously, we want to put our crops on the more fertile soil, and the rest of it we don't really care about. So I'm just gonna make a decently sized building, just to start things off, just so that they have somewhere to, you know, lay their head at night, you know? Get some decent sleep. This guy is a steam geyser. Eventually, I will use that for power. So I don't want to build, like, right next to it. I'm gonna do myself a slightly smart guy favor. And I'm gonna, like, plan anything in my life for once. So I'm gonna put, like, a little here, which is vaguely the shape of the geothermal generator. We don't want to put that inside because it spits out steam every so often. So any building that contains that geyser is going to get incredibly hot very fast. Which, I mean, in certain circumstances, that would be fantastic. In, like, the circumstances that we're dealing with, that's going to be a problem. So there's a lot of different sizes you need tiled. We're going to make you, like, I don't know, 9 wide. We're going to make you a 9 by 9 square. And then we're going to plop ourselves some doors just right on top of that. I try to make sure that our buildings always have 2 exits, 2 doors in and out, because then, you know, if my colonists are being chased by someone, they don't get trapped in a building and they have no form of escape. Because that can happen, and unfortunately the colonists can be escaping each other colonists, which just makes an awkward situation, I think. So far we're doing good. We just gotta wait for. Was Pixie also our? Yeah, you're also our builder. Well, that's probably because everyone else is sleeping on the ground right now, and you're the only one dedicated to getting this colony, like, I don't know, survivable. There we go, Ellis. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. There's a lot to be done. Show. Thank you. I appreciate it. You know, it's a shame that we already built the door wall instead of building the door around it, but you work with what you got. We get most of the resources back, so it's fine. It's like fine asterisks. If we were really worried about resources, we would be, but we would matter more. But, like, there's so many trees around here. Who cares about the wood? Oh, I didn't notice these rhino guys. Oh, I do love some rhinoceri. So we have an option too later on. We can tame these rhinoceroses, and we can train them to attack people. and they are quite good at it, as you would expect. The only problem is that they're very hungry, and that they will eat all of my crops if they are left to their own devices. Oh, excellent! So they finished their wall right here. I just want to make sure that there's wood floor underneath there. I don't know how much of a difference that will make. Cleanliness is a thing that you have to consider in this game. So eventually we'd like to have, like, you know, a pathing or some sort of flooring outside of these doors just so that people don't track dirt in as easily. But for now, this'll do. Alright. So the first thing we want to do is we want to build a copy of these guys. You know what? No, we don't. We don't want to build a copy of that. We're going to make these guys actual full-on beds because they are important to us. We're going to go to furniture. We're going to go to bed. And we're going to make 3 beds. And they're going to be like, oh, what a great barracks you built for me. I can't believe that we get to live in such a fantastic area and we finally have shelter over it. No, they're going to be mad about having an awful barracks, like, forever. And they'll keep being mad about it until we eventually get them, like, nice rooms. But in order to make nice rooms, we have to put nice things in those rooms, and the rooms have to be, like, a certain size. There's a lot of min-maxing that can be done about the size of your buildings. I just sort of make them like, I don't know, 5 by 3. Not like huge palatial ones, but like, you know, you get the gist of like how big a bed is holding up. And I just think like, yeah, I just want to like go there, maybe eat a meal or two, and that's about it. We have this area here. I'm noticing that these steel walls, oh nice, they're steel. They're already there, so we could very easily just go in and we're going to claim them. Eventually someone's going to want to go around repairing them because they belong to us now. And that's fine, really. There's no real problem with it. It's just, I don't really care how the condition of their walls. I do think I might turn that into a little room itself because, like, it's got that, it's sort of already made for us. The only difference is I'd like to keep, like, 2 squares of difference between all the different buildings because, you know, you want to have like a decent amount of area between them, and you want to make sure that it's not like there's not trees and rocks in the middle of your main pathway through everything. We saw Ellis repairing that wall over there before his nap. I don't know why they've chosen to sleep on the ground again. I'm going to just destroy those sleeping spots, and they'll all slowly toddle into their nice warm beds. Warm? 18 degrees Celsius? Yeah, kind of warm. Not cold, but, well, 18's a little toasty. Oh, terribly sorry. We also have a dog. We start in this game type. We start with 3 crash survivors, and they have a dog with them. And the dog already loves show. He already loves show. But will be humane, and we're going to go to furniture, and we're going to give him an assigned animal sleeping spot, and then he'll sleep specifically there. That matters a lot more. Yeah, he's a good pupper, little Constantine. He can't do much yet. He's too small because he's a Yorkshire Terrier, so he's never going to be able to haul or rescue. He could attack our enemies for us, but again, he's a Yorkshire Terrier. So we don't really want him to do that. Oh, very much he would die almost immediately. I think I'm sure there's a way of, like, finding out exactly how much... Oh, God, he's already got a scar. Jeez, this poor thing on his whittle paw. Oh, and it actually makes him bad at moving. So this is a good way of explaining how the health system works. You can have a lot of, like, old aching injuries from previous stuff. Oh, they don't have anything to do right now. Well, we can definitely fix that. Okay. Alright, it says that we need defenses. I agree. We definitely need a lot of wood, so I'm going to submit an order to chop wood, and I'm just going to chop all the little wood in this area. You know what, fuck it. Chop all that wood. We'll clear cut the whole forest. We really won't clear cut the whole forest. But we will give them something to do at least. While they're repairing that. Now I'm not sure what we should do first. item deterioration is a problem. Defenses, also a problem. Those guys are rude at the very least. I don't think... We could, like, throw up a wall right there, just because that's, like, a big gaping thing. We can have people positioned, you know, along the mouths of there. But, I don't know. We've just started. There's so much more to do. We want to make sure we've got food. We want to make sure we've got a place to keep that food. Which does seem like a reasonable second thing to knock off the to-do list, is to make a freezer. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to carve a hole into a mountain, because the game actually does consider the material of the walls when calculating insulation. So digging into a freezer, digging into solid stone is more insulated than just wood, because the heat's just gonna go right through the wood, whereas it's got a lot of stone to get through. This is where Pixie will be super stoked. Super stoked to begin mining. I have not set her up to immediately go for mining, so that's whenever she gets around to it, I suppose. It's one of those things where it's like, it's not a huge priority. I am gonna go ahead and build, or put down the plans anyway, to build a wall. Not that much. And then I want a little kitchen right in front of the wall. So I'm gonna do that. Yeah. And then production. A fueled stove costs 80. That's fine. I really feel bad for whoever has to work in here, but not bad enough to do anything about it. So, you know. The colonists do get pissy if they have to spend all their time in a shitty place. Primarily they care if their house is shitty. But like, if they're in an ugly environment, they'll be like, oh, this is ugly here. This makes me sad. Good, these are coming along nicely. That guinea pig is eating my plants, so we're going to hunt him. And we'll get this right. Oh my god, this is immediately shooting at him. I was not prepared. Joe was absolutely ready to go hunting. He was not ready to hit the guinea pig at any point, apparently. But this is just unsportsmanlike. It's just a bit grisly. Who are you? Oh, you're a visitor. I just didn't notice it. Yeah, alright. It says he's got some items to trade. Pixie, go trade with him. Sorry to wake you up in the middle of sleep to look at stuff that we probably can't buy anyway. So this is the trading system. It works very similar to most other trading systems. You add one, and then, that's how much silver things cost. We have on hand 800 silver, and this guy has 83. I think I will pick up about 5 components, just because it's very important for a whole lot of, really anything that seems like it would have moving parts, you need components for. So I'm going to buy 5 of them right now. Should I buy packaged survival meals? Nah, there's a lot of animals to kill. Wait, hold on. The trader has insufficient silver. Oh, I have the 30 components. Oh. I've played this game for thousands of hours. I don't know how I got that so wrong. Yeah, because, that makes sense. It's Huber, and that's where he is. New Arrivals is the current name of our faction. We'll eventually get to come up with a very cheeky one that will probably sound like a curse word, but isn't actually a curse word. That's my specialty. I love that. And we're going to tell him to cut down that oak tree, because it's, right in front of the kitchen. Which, you'd think would be, nice and aesthetic, but it's probably just really annoying. We're going to delete that store pile so people move those into this area here. And you know what? I'm going to put down... Wait, hold on. Why doesn't it show me my items? Oh, because... Yeah, okay. the items aren't here anymore because all the items that were in a store aren't in a storehouse and storage area. What are those actually called? I just call them things. What? Come on. Stockpile zone. Yeah. Oh, and here we have the rain. I bet they are quite glad that they are not immediately out into the rain with you. That's fine. That's fine, really. Put stuff over. Okay, and then while we watch them do about that, mostly they're just gonna sleep for a while. I'm gonna look into our production table because it's been a while since I played vanilla, so I don't really know what all we're able to start with doing. We definitely want to build a research bench. That will help us unlock a lot of other good things that will come later. Probably want a tailoring bench for making clothes, because clothes will degenerate into absolutely nothing very quickly when we have to make new ones. So we probably should have planted some cotton, but we didn't. So here we are. We can plant cotton later. It's fine. We can also make clothes out of leather, so we can go through and just have people go hunt stuff. You know what? I am going to do that. I'm going to look at the wildlife tab. So this gives us a little accounting of all the animals that are on our map. It's a very big map, and we're specifically in a jungle. I'm pretty sure we're in a jungle. I don't remember. But it looks pretty jungly. It's certainly not a desert, and that's what matters. So there's a lot of different animals around here that we can just hunt in our own sweet time. Very important thing to consider is this percentage chance here, and that is the percentage chance that the animal will fight back. We want that 0. See, like these mega spiders that we were worried about, 35% chance to fight back. No, I don't want that. 10% chance for the rhinoceros, also no. So we're gonna hunt down all these guinea pigs. These boob rats I will deal with later. They have a nasty habit of literally exploding when they die. And you know what? I don't want to do that right now. That just seems like quite a bother. So, we're going to need an area for people to start doing research. And I think it makes sense to just sort of line it up against things. We want 2 or 3 behind. Slightly narrow cut. You know what? Actually, no, that would be sort of like a main thoroughfare area. Thoroughfare area, if you will. We're gonna just cancel that. Just, God, whoever is hunting so bad at it. No, I heard the little squeaking of a guinea pig, but no, he's not finished the job. He's gonna make doors. I didn't, don't go all the way to the bottom of the screen for no real reason. God, what, who, why, what have you done? Oh my God, are you getting attacked by a squirrel? You are getting attacked by a squirrel. Okay. So here we go. Pig Z versus a squirrel. Let's see. Okay, you've got a rifle. It's definitely giving you the advantage here. He got a first hit on you, so that's going to be rough. So here we see we've got a fresh scratch on the left ear. And we have this indicates that it's bleeding. You've also got a scratch on your eye. So that's not ideal. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have Mr. Show up, but we're going to draft him. That means that we can control him directly, whereas previously they were sort of on autopilot. There's ways of influencing what it is that they're going to do, but that's not what, that's in the main game. You can set their work priorities. They sort of choose what they want to do based on those, and you can also schedule them for like certain times or whatever. When you've drafted them, they do exactly what you tell them and nothing else. So we're going to send Ellis over here, and we're going to draft Pig Z, and we're going to tell them to keep running. And we're going to have you run this away, sort of away from the squirrel. unfortunately, we're also running away from the people that are going to shoot this little bastard. All right, we're gonna show. You're gonna sit there with your pistol, and you're gonna take those shots. You're sure gonna try anyway. I'm gonna have Ellis go stab him with that knife of his. Almost hit Pixie. Yep. Ellis, get there. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now Pixie, you can sit there, and you can, and he's dead, because it's a squirrel, so it only took a couple. But, you know, we ended up slightly injuring Ellis during that, and Pixie as well. So this, I think, is a good introduction to the concept of having a hospital, or, I don't know, in case a squirrel almost wins a fight against two of my colonists. Just one of those things that you should be prepared for. So maybe that's what this building is going to become. Normally I'd intended for it to be a workshop, but you're gonna need something to do with those sick people eventually. Especially because having a dedicated room for a hospital is going to make it a little bit easier to like sort of triage and deal with more and more colonists that get injured. And like, you know, you put the medicine right next to the hospital, so you don't have to be like, oh, well, this guy's in his room, which is on the other side of the map from all the medicine, so it took me 2 in-game hours to get there and give treatment, like Pixie is treating Ellis here. Let me check the worktop real quick. Alright, I'm going to turn Ellis on Doctor as well, so that Ellis does anything for Pixie. Because it's not really fair to have Pixie going around healing everyone when absolutely no one else is doing anything. That squirrel. That squirrel got him good. Oh good, we kind of have a refrigerator here. So I'm going to set up a stockpile zone here. And we gotta go into the settings for every individual stockpile zone. We can change it a little bit. We're gonna clear our all except for all the food. All food is gonna live in there. Oh my goodness. Who was that? Ellis? He absolutely knocked out some of those mining tasks. Well done. You'll love to see it. Eventually, we will be able to like actually refrigerate this refrigeration area, but currently it's just sort of indoors, so it's out of the rain. So our hard-fought squirrel meat will eventually be, it'll rot away into nothingness, essentially. But before it does that, we'll be able to make it into a couple meals, which sounds awful, but boy, after a couple years of eating just corn, you're gonna love to get a little squirrel meat in there for variety. I think they actually care about the variety. It's hard to tell. There's a lot of things that they do care about. Part of the way of RimWorld is not realizing that they care about these things so much until they're, you know, literally throwing a tantrum about it. Because they will literally throw tantrums about the dumbest things. Okay, why are you both idle? Oh, goody. Alright. So we got to come up with a name for our faction and our settlement. Unification of Rain is a good one. I do think so. But I think this is something that deserves a little bit more contemplation. So I'm actually going to pause this recording for now and think about it very hard. I'm not at all using this as an excuse to take a bathroom break.